Welcome back to the Tiger here. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news in review for June 23rd, 2024, 2024. We did get a lot of news, a lot of stuff going on. There's a JoeCon going on. There's cons. There's upcoming stuff for SDCC. But we do have some Masterpiece Transformers, unlike last week. We also have mainline stuff, clear up a few things in the mainline, and one for the Legends. Super 7 has a slew of things that they're going to be showing off at SDCC. I am really excited about it, most of it, and I have to say that some of the stuff's been revealed over 2 months ago. I missed it, I guess, so I'm going to talk about some of this. And then Ramen Toy at Joe Fest. Stealing Joe Fest? I don't really know. I don't know about everything else going on at Joe Fest, but from what I've seen, this and the Cops and Crooks 1/12 scale line, which I have mixed feelings about. We'll talk about that. The Cops and Crooks is not from Ramen Toy, though. This we have a lot of stuff going on here with McFarlane, and the superpowers looking good. I want to get my hands on a few of those Black Mantas. Maybe I can paint one blue. Maybe I can get away with that. Maybe not. Backup for pre-order is this. It's the animated Batmobile. I probably won't talk about it, but I'll throw it out there in the intro so you know. And actually, there's very little Star Wars news. I don't talk much about the 1/6 scale, which is 12-inch Droideka. That's awesome. But I usually don't talk about Hot Toys. We will this week, because that's really all the news. Coming up. Starting out with some different stuff at Show Z this week. We've got this Joy Toy Source 1/18 scale Warhammer 40K Ultramarines Primaris Invader ATV. It's a cool looking vehicle. It fits your 1/18 scale is your 3.75 to 4-inch range figures, and it looks really cool if you're interested in that. $55. And they still have the pre-orders for the Cyan Culture YC001A 6-gun and Scamper set of 2, which I believe are Legends scale. I mean, it's a Legends scale Metroplex. The reason I'm showing this again is because really the only news we have for Legends scale is Cyan Culture, so you have it fresh in your mind what they got going on. Alright, so getting into Masterpiece Transformers news, we're going to transition into Transformers Masterpiece. This is a Masterpiece Takara, what is that? Sunstreaker on top of the Lewin Resources Metroplex, and I've got to say that this is going to be huge. This is huge. I mean, you look at this, you're thinking, oh, there's a Legends figure out there or something. No, this is Masterpiece scale, 4 foot tall, huge. This is just the torso. They don't have the legs or the arms or the head on there yet, but hey, it's coming along nicely, I guess. I'd be in on this if it wasn't so stylized. I mean, it's really expensive, and it's not exactly what I want, but it is really impressive. Really cool, and Lewin Resources lives in that ginormous bot range with that Optimus Prime they did, and then they did like Captain America repaint of Optimus Prime. Here it is, kind of the torso closed back up, and the weight on it, whatever the weight is, I don't know. It's going to be a heavy beast, but pretty cool. It will be interesting to see how it ships too. Is it going to ship all in one piece? I think it's shipped separately, but cool update on a true Masterpiece scale Metroplex. Okay, so we got some scans of the Fans Hobby MB-21 Test Shot Flying Armada. I don't know why I called a picture a scan, but it's a picture. And yeah, it looks pretty good. And yeah, that's a pretty cool looking figure overall. I don't know exactly the height dimension. I think it's supposed to be a pretty big bot though, and it does turn into a couple of things. But here is the one alt mode that they've showed this week. They'll show probably the other alt mode. I think it does have multiple alt modes in this, or anyhow, this is a pretty cool figure overall, and the progress is moving fast. Fans Hobby, they will just inundate you with pictures of every step of the way. It's good in one way, but in another way it's like, man, we just saw this picture, but it looks really cool. I would say MMC does the same thing, but this is Mastermind Creations R42Y DZEV, or their Deathosaurus, which I think looks amazing. It looks amazing. I might have to just jump in on it and because I don't have one next to my Star Saber, my Star Blade, and I don't know how long it's going to take for X Transbots to get theirs out, and we know MMC does a good job. I might watch a review or something before I dive in, but I really wanted the X Transbots. We haven't really heard much on the X Transbots front, but that's what it all comes with. I'm guessing this was all Weibo stuff. I would want to credit the person, I just can't pronounce the Weibo name, but really cool looking alt mode 2. This is awesome here. So really good looking stuff going on with MMC, and it's very, 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 very tempting. Just their stuff doesn't have much paint, but I would like to see. I think this thing will, maybe, hopefully. All right, so the TMT-01 Beetle, there's an updated picture to that. I'm thinking this might already be something that's out. I don't really keep up with the Bumblebee movie stuff that much. I have decided not to go in on too much of it. I might get a Prime, might get a Bumblebee, but it's cool looking. But I'm more interested in the Masterpiece Skeld, and some people are saying they're bigger than Masterpiece Skeld, but Masterpiece Skeld Evasion Optimus Prime. This is the TMNT-04 Evasion Optimus Prime, and it looks good. I'm guessing it's really a knockoff of another one of these, but I don't know a whole lot about TMT. I haven't bought any of their stuff yet, but cool looking designs. Still very, very far from actually getting released, but there's the alt mode to it. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. That is a nice, clean truck mode overall. But anyway, TMT-04 Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. So there are some scans out of the Japanese book here for Takara. What's going on? The thing about this, all this stuff is like drawings. Aren't we at the point now that we are probably doing the actual pictures and prototypes and stuff? But okay, it's drawings. I look forward to this, and every time I say it, people get mad at me, but I'm just like, this it's what I would have rather had as a kid. I mean, this thing here is what I wish I would have had as a kid. I kind of feel like this is almost in line with where they're going with Missing Link. This is, it feels to me like this is G1 but enhanced, and G1 Plus and Missing Link. And then there's the head. So really, I mean, it's cool stuff, exciting. It's still quite a ways off though, or maybe it's closer than I think. Now, I said there was Masterpiece news. I did not say there was a lot, because that's it. We're getting into some Legends, and this is all I got for Legends this week. Science Culture YC001 Night Train and YC002 Snowfield. When I first just saw the picture of the bots, and I thought, what are they making? And then I saw the other pictures, and I'm like, they're making a Legends scale Raiden train bots. That's kind of cool. I don't have one. I didn't get the Moon Studio. I canceled those orders because I just didn't feel it. This might be my train bot. I mean, think about it. This actually will probably be about the size of what the G1 was. Probably. That's what Legends kind of works out to be a lot of the time. So if you wanted a G1 one, well, get this one instead. Maybe. But it looks really promising. And yeah, cool trains. It looks good. Transformation probably isn't going to be a nightmare. I heard Moon Studio was a tad bit of a slight challenge for transformation. And also, there's a collector space. The shell former, that was more challenging than I thought it'd be. Anyway, there's the legs. I mean, we're starting on a good footing. Hey, you could start building it as each one. Maybe it'll go straight up and you get the arms last or something. Still cool. I think I'm in on it. I think I'm gonna get it. I've never bought Raiden train bots before. They got me hooked. All right, so this is a picture from No Trab, the Blockies. These are really cool looking figures. I have to say that people are loving this, and the Yolo Park's making similar type figures to this, but these are more, I'd say, I don't want to say super deformed. These are more slightly altered, super deformed, but not super deformed. I don't know how to say that. Anyhow, they are coming out with a couple other ones. This is a nice group shot that he put up, so great job there. So they're also doing these Prime. This is a movie Megatron, if you're interested. So I'm sure the people that are collecting these Blockies are really going to enjoy them, and it's a cool little line. It is a cool, I just don't need an 8th line of Transformers in all reality, but they're cool, and it's fun to watch this stuff get made, watch it from afar, and watch people enjoy collecting it. If they're having fun with it, then I like to watch people have fun with it. It was the year 2005. Gears was packaged without his chest, even though the promo pics clearly show he's packaged with his chest on. So I have to admit that this has caused some issues with people, and even my son had pointed a lot of stuff out. He says that in the promo pic they show the part of the hood over his head, like mistransformed in the box. They show that he's got his chest piece on. So what you get in the store, you think there's something wrong. You're like, did somebody swipe the chest off? And the reality is they packed it inside the box because they want to have no plastic on. I don't know why they do it like this. So he saw two at the Walmart, and they were only $20 at the Walmart, and only bought himself the one, and he swindled his mom out of it. And I knew I wanted one, but didn't get me one. But my other son hid it for me. It's so funny how it went down. But truth be told, the chest is in the box. In case you want to know, the picture on the left is what you'll find on the store shelves. The picture on the right is the promo picture, and it's wrong. Since I'm showing my own pictures here, does anybody feel like Silverbolt's too gray and shouldn't he be white? I mean, he's silver, Silverbolt silver, but I thought he had more white to him and less gray. Are we going to get a G1 or retro styled more gray, more white, less gray in the future? Or do I just remember the figure all wrong and he's supposed to be gray, silver? And then there's this other Universe Prime next to it. Alright, so it turns out that the core class is possibly ending. There's no updates, no future releases past what's been announced like a year ago. And we're getting a few more things and that's it. But there's nothing for 2025 planned, according to all of the leaks and all that kind of stuff. Which is kind of sad because I think that it's a missed opportunity. Just like this is a great spike. Okay, maybe not great. It's a decent spike that they made. And they did the cassettes relatively well. So there was a lot of good things that they could have continually done in this line. But they say it doesn't sell well. The problem is that I don't think that everything under the sun sells well. But if it's complementary figures like Spike and them. But even Spike didn't sell well, which shocked me. Shocked me because at first it sold out fast to the hardcore collectors. But then you get the casuals that are like, what do I want that for? You know, the normies. What do I want that for? But I loved it. I have it. I have the Masterpiece. I got like another iteration of it. It's a whole lot of fun. Daniel! Alright, so we got a lot of pre-orders up. So I want to say that it feels like this is non-news because it's all stuff we've talked about in the past. But we have pre-orders up for all of these. They have the Autobot Capture Series headquarters set. Now, I'm a little surprised. I thought that thing was going to be like 60, 69, 75 tops. It's 90. It's like a Commander class figure. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm still surprised. Maybe more disappointed I'm not pre-ordering it now. If it was like 60, even up to 70, I would have been in on it, but not for that price. Masterpiece Lift Ticket, Masterpiece DK02 Guard are up for pre-order. And yeah, pretty cool stuff out there. Bit too pricey for my liking for the Hasbro stuff. And to buy a third Jazz. Alright, so it says that according to Cybertron.ca, which I believe is Cybertron Canada, is that right? We can report that Transformers Legacy United Tidal Wave has been released in Canada. Here's kind of one of those things. If you want this, you might as well just bite the bullet and pay the $200 for it. I'm starting to wonder these larger ones, the Titans. How much are they producing? If they're cutting production back on everything, and Titans are considered the lowest production number unit because they're bigger, and that's part of why they're priced so much. They make less of them, and so there's all that taken into consideration. How many of them are they going to make? This was found at GameStop, but will it be hard to get? Will they sell out fast? Mega Supreme's had 2 runs, and he's still commanding $400 on the secondary market. So if you want this, I suggest get it. I don't think we're going to see this at the Rosses and the Ollies, but then again, I could be wrong. I don't think I'm going to jump on it. I am still going to wait for a sale, but if I miss out on it, I'm not going to be upset. If this is something that would upset you for missing out on it, then you might want to jump on it. All right, so I'm not really sure why this is even that big of a deal, but so Earth Spark's over, and now they're moving on to something else to replace it, and nobody knows what they're calling it. I thought the Transformers 1 movie stuff was going to replace Earthspark for a year or so, but I guess I was wrong. So it's kind of like Cyberverse, and then it was Earthspark, and now it's going to be something else. Well, if they don't have the media behind it, then what are they going to do? Anyway, they canceled the Buzzworthy Bumblebee, which is again why we have that problem with that 5-pack and Hound being in the 5-pack, not separately. So anyway, I guess we'll look forward to what they replaced the Kitty line of Earthspark with. So we got Lorenzo Di Bonaventura that's coming out talking about the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie. What I want to say about that is that he is, well, his words, he's keeping them at a small scale, not many characters. He's pushing to have 6 characters between Transformers and G.I. Joe. He confirms that Chris Hemsworth has been contracted. His role is yet to be defined, and he would like to have Mirage and Cobra Commander in this movie, and it is the Rise of the Beast Mirage, which has good and bad to it, but pretty cool. It's still in production, and many of these ideas may not even be used. And he says the problem is that you find yourself with too many characters, and the audience is drowning. And with that, hey, it's probably going to work. It's going to be good. But I do kind of feel like if you got like a G.I. Joe movie, which like you're trying to get G.I. Joe off the ground, that you need the G.I. Joe team. Like 6 characters probably isn't enough in the G.I. Joe team, but it'd be a good start. And Victor Caroli is going to be at TFCon Toronto. They're just pulling out all the stops, aren't they? The narrator of G1, it was the year 2005. Autobots have taken over their home planet. This is quite impressive. I actually just watched a couple of videos on YouTube of him answering questions in that voice, and talking about the business and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun. So he'll be a fun guest to have at TFCon. Here I am trying to be slick, and I get one tab out of place. I wanted to go from G.I. Joe to G.I. Joe. I had Transformers in the middle there. Anyway, transforming into G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe June. So when they unboxed the Stinger in a video, I guess at the end of it they showed the Nemesis Immortal. I actually started watching that video, but then I just didn't finish watching it. The Nemesis Immortal, I'm going to personally say I'm disappointed. I am not as excited about this figure as I first was. Then I'm starting to think, what would it look like if Super 7 made it? I know y'all are going to be like, Mike, but it just doesn't look right to me. It's based off the comic art, I understand that, and maybe in hand I'm going to like it more, but from this picture and the other pictures I've seen, I'm a bit disappointed. I'm on the downside. And these heads, people losing channels and Instagrams over these pictures, the early pictures of this, isn't that crazy? It's a crazy world we live in. It really is. Alright, so Super 7 is showing off a slew of stuff here. This is their Reaction Glinda and Cobra Mortal, which look cool. I don't know much about the Cobra Mortal, but I learned about Glinda during the last HasLab with the Dragonfly, and I actually picked up a 3.75-inch Glinda. I'm excited for that figure, and of course, I think they did a good job with the Scarlet. That's the same old for Scarlet, but for this one here, yeah, it looks cool. Super 7 Plus, Reaction Plus, has their Cobra Commander, and it looks very good. I mean, it looks really good. I like the way this looks. This feels like something I would have loved to have had as a kid back in the day. I'm probably going to be in on these. Probably. Definitely. Probably. Sort of. Yes. Okay. I like exact answers. Here is the bat, which I think looks amazing. I'm curious, though, how they're going to do the I guess I shouldn't be curious. They're not going to be any sort of lenticular sticker, which I kind of like that. I hated it as a kid, actually. I thought it was like a cheap, lazy way to do it. And then as an adult, I'm like, man, when stickers don't hold up, it makes it hard. Here's their Snake Eyes, so here it is. They said that they weren't going to make all the main characters that have already been made before, and yet they're coming out with all the main characters. I'm not against it, though, because their cartoon look, they look different than what we already have, and then they're going to go deeper into a lot of different areas. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Plus, you're going to have on a card back. Plus, the O-rings. I mean, it's going to feel like you're almost going to feel like you could just swap this out with a vintage one if you're missing a vintage one. Hang it on your wall with your vintage collection or something like that. Put in your vintage display. Cover girl looking good over here. And man, I just gotta say, I mean, this is way better than what we got in the vintage era, but it still has that vintage feel. Again, this is what should have been done when Hasbro came out and said retro. How come Hasbro couldn't do this? Retro. Why not? But Super 7's having to pick up the slack here, and these are $20 figures. If they're still holding the price of $20 on these, that looks pretty cool. Here's the card back, kind of what they look like with the full card back in there. Pretty good stuff, but it doesn't end there. No, it doesn't. So I'm just now hitting ship on my BBTS order, and I'm finding out. Now, this is April 17th. This news came out. I didn't cover it. I didn't hear anybody else cover it. I just kind of glazed over it, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but Zartan is getting an SDCC exclusive release for Super 7, which means we should be able to get our hands on it and stuff. It's going to come with a soft goods robe, I believe, and then all this other accessory stuff. So it's more or less the same Zartan, just different accessories for the SDCC. I don't know if it's going to have a price bump, but it probably will. Probably a $10 price bump, but it looks good. I mean, I'm impressed with every one of their ultimates that I've gotten. I haven't not gotten one Joe ultimate that I'm like, this sucks, even though I don't like the color of the first Baroness or the first Bat or even the color of the Snake Eyes so far, because they're the earlier ones. It's not what I think of when I think of them. I still got them. I still like them. But yeah, looks great. I'd like to get all the Dreadnoks eventually. Then you can't see it very well. This is the clear version of Diana the Thief, and yep, she looks not Diana, Sheila the Thief. What am I saying? Sheila the Thief. And it's because she's clear, I can't see her. But yeah, this is when she goes invisible. That is a cool, awesome first figure for the line. So this will be the first figure that Dungeons & Dragons collectors could get in their hands, is this Diana. Sheila. I keep saying the wrong name. What is wrong with me? Anyway, Sheila. But it looks cool. I think I'm definitely going to get this. Really excited for that. And then we've got a clear Groon. This is so weird. Like, I don't ever remember Groon being clear, but I guess he was in the episode where the Astral episode, and they all went clear, which makes me think we're going to see an Astral Lino eventually. Eventually we'll get the Astral Lino. They're doing a lot of clear figures now, and it's like they were doing the glow in the darks, now they're doing the clears. So interesting stuff. All this looks really, really cool. Fresh Monkey Fiction showed off this Bulletproof. Now, I think the problem with Fresh Monkey Fiction is they don't get their stuff into BBTS and other places, and so it's not as out there and in the face. But I wasn't able to order any of their stuff so far for the Cops and Crooks through BBTS or any other place, and I just don't want to go solely through them, pay a shipping for every time I order something, so I haven't jumped in on it yet. Maybe they could get a backstock of like 3 figures, and I can get 3 figures at once. I'm okay with paying shipping and getting 3 figures at once, but this is Bulletproof. He will come with his overcoat, his soft goods overcoat. They just don't have it pictured yet. It's not shown yet. It's not there ready, but it's going to have 25 points of articulation, interchangeable portraits, meaning heads, gun, briefcase, handcuffs, soft goods. The only problem is the original toys are in a 6-inch scale. They already scale this scale, so you're just kind of like slightly improving off the original for the most part. This is where it's going to be a little weird. Like, you're going to get something and you're just going to go, do I really need all 29 characters? I want to see the unproduced ones, because they'll fit in just fine with your collection. That's where I want to go. Alright, Ramen Toy at Joe Fest. Probably stole the show for all I know. Them and Fresh Monkey Fiction with their reveal. But this is in-hand prototypes of 3 different versions of the tank. This is the bridge laying tank. Well, this is the bridge layer, but the bridge layer's bridge and a tank. I don't know all of the official names of these, by the way. I should have gotten the official names of these, but I like this one here a little bit better the most, I probably will go in on this. So it's kind of like a 2-seater for the bad guys, the bad guy 2-seater tank. Really, really cool. It's the amphibious. Boy, I don't know, armored vehicle. It's a little hard to read that little sign there, but really, really cool looking stuff going on with Ramen Toy and that tank. And then here we go with, so this is I believe this is the actual bridge layer itself, but good stuff, cool stuff. I'm going to be on the black one. I don't think I got space for all 3 of them, but I also want to get their bread car when that comes out. Cool stuff. They also had their Machina, the other Gullwing on display here, and they should be having that stuff up for sale. There's 2 different versions of the Gullwing up for sale on their site if you're interested. Good old Todd McFarlane's got a few things. I wasn't going to quite talk about this again, but I guess I will. So the Batmobile, the animated one, is up for pre-order at Target. Fast and easy. I had my wife do it. I was like, I hear it's at Target. Will you look for it? Yep, that's it. $80. It's a bit expensive in my opinion, but it's big and I think it has lights and stuff. So I'll probably never buy another animated Batmobile for the rest of my life, and so I'm in on it. That's cool. It's interesting. It's just one of those things, and of course, if it shows like there's some sort of sale that you could get a sale on it, you get 4 months if you buy it with a red card to return it, and then of course rebuy it back to your sale price if your people at your Target are as cool as mine. All right, so here is the next lineup of these. This is the Todd McFarlane. Next set of these. This is via Crowsery HK. So these are in Hong Kong, and so that means that they're going to be over here probably in a couple of months. Superpowers Wave 8, and this is Black Manta in black suit instead of blue suit. Guy Gardner Booster Gold Metamorpho Superman with the Fleischer variant, and then Batman Dark Knight Returns figures, and no pre-order just yet, but cool stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be a completist on these. I mean, they're 10 each. That's not bad. I should be a completist on them, but I'm definitely getting the Black Manta ×3. But it's cool that we're actually getting a second shot at Black Manta. So we got this next wave. It's got Nightwing, Space Batman, Bookworm, Alfred, and of course Robin, Batman and Robin. Okay wave. I really want the Alfred out of this wave. The Nightwing looks cool, but they're going back to the whoop whap boom bam Sakya with these. That's regression. It's kind of a linear regression with that stuff. It's a temporal regression, but anyhow, cool stuff. I kind of lost my urge to be a completist with this since they sort of quit the 66 range, but now they're back into 66 in a way. But cool stuff. I mean, I love this line. I think it's awesome. SDCC exclusives from Mattel are some weird off-the-wall stuff. HBK, Street Sharks, Batman, Secret Wars, and more. And all this stuff is like not really, most of this is not really scaled for anything. The one thing I'm pretty excited about, which at first I wasn't, but now I'm getting more excited, is Street Sharks. I have a small collection. I would say a nice small collection. It's actually a terrible small collection, and you'll see it when I do my tour of my collection pretty soon. But the 20K sub video comes first, way before that. So anyhow, none of this looks promising. That Secret Wars is like a tiny little stuff. The Street Sharks are the most promising thing here. I know there's a market for all of the stuff in that Marvel picture. There's also a market for this Marvel Legends Strange Tales Blackheart BAF wave. And what is it? Marvel Legends Strange Tales Wolverine. It's a Weapons of Vengeance. And then there's the Strange Tales Bloodstorm, Vampire Storm, the Strange Tales Moon Knight. There's the Strange Tales Marvel's Dracula, the Brother Voodoo, the Tales Lilith, the Tales Damien Hellstorm. I'm not picking any of this up, but it's Marvel Legends. I'm curious how many people are excited about this. I mean, I know very little about these. I know a little bit about the Moon Knight and this, that, and another, but I don't know about all the rest of it. Alright, so here's a 2003 turtles. I did kind of show an actual 2003 turtle in a video and the articulation on it in another video back in the day. But these look really nice. These are quite impressive. They're kind of bulky. They're a little bit bigger than what you've been seeing with the other ones, but I think they look really nice. They look kind of cool. I like them. I don't think I'm in on them. They're definitely not 55 bucks a piece, but they look good. I'm impressed. And the extra articulation is almost hidden by the knee pads and the elbow pads, so this does kind of work. It's cool. I like it when articulation joints are hidden by knee pads and elbow pads. It works. So, anyway, I'm a bit impressed with this wave, even though I only have one Super 7 turtle figure, and that's Scratch. Alright, Boss Fight Studio is showing off their Vitruvian hacks. Yeah, I know that word. Evidently, this is wave 8 already, so here we go with the Dwindelos, Halfling Thief, the Grom Dwarf Minissary, the Burzagi Mighty Orc Sovereign, the Madame Ruskin Dwarf Tavern Keeper. So, cool stuff. They're about 28 bucks each if you're interested. Alright, so we got some Motu He-Man stuff. This is the Masters of the Universe Stranger Things crossover, and it is a 2-pack with Vecna and He-Man, and looks good, looks cool. It's 35 bucks. I haven't had any trouble getting these. I didn't pre-order them. I'm going to find them in the store and then hold my receipt. The last set of this I found in the store, no problem. And then I kept my receipt, and then we had that big 30% off sale or whatever. I was able to return it and get my money, exchange, whatever kind of thing going on there. It's a lot of work, but I returned and saved almost 150 bucks that week, so worked out for me. Also, they have this Turtles of Grayskull 2 Bop Steady. Both of these are sold out on Target, by the way. The pre-orders are sold out. But I haven't had any trouble getting them. I will probably be disappointed if I miss out on these, because they are kind of cool. I was trying to fight the urge on collecting this stuff, but I'm in. Barely, but it is really cool that they're doing these, but there's this very small market, in my opinion. But I say that, and the pre-orders are sold out. Alright, so the loyal subjects, the best AXN, which I joke being worst AXN, they're okay. They're a bit too pricey now for the quality and size and scale and all that kind of stuff. But at first, for 17 bucks, you know, back in the day, it was kind of good. But this is the Elite Foot Soldier, and it's interesting, it's cool. I'm not 100% sure, you know, if I need that in my life or not, but it's kind of cool. And they're going to do this other Shredder at SDCC, and that's pretty interesting. It is the IDW Shredder that is being sold. I'm not in on either of these figures, but if you are, I mean, that's the one thing about this, the Loyal Subjects Best X, and they do things a little bit different, and you've got to be different. If you're all making the same exact figures, the same turtles, you need to stand out and be a little bit different. I think they did a really nice Krang. I missed out on that. Alright, so if you want to get this, it's still in stock. This is the Night Stalker? The Night Stalker. Alright, so I ordered 2 of these, and here's the deal. It cost me 78 bucks to get 2 $33 items shipped to me. And that's just too much. The mail order on per figure, one figure at a time, it's just too much. And then I see it's not sold out yet. Some people misunderstand what I say. If it's not sold out yet, in my opinion, it's something that might go on sale down the road, and I'm going to kick myself for spending 78 bucks on 2 of them. And I was trying to kind of reduce the impact of the cost of buying one, and then, I don't know, it's ridiculous. I think it's cool looking, though. I like it. But, you know, there's that big problem of having the first version of this, the Stridor, sitting for $5 or $6 at Ross's and Ollie's and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so we got a couple of not issue, but it's Earl Sinclair from Dinosaurs, but different stuff. This is it's the We Say So one. I'm not sure if this one's going to be SDC exclusive. I know the other one's going to be an SDC exclusive. Maybe they're both going to be exclusive. But anyway, this one here, it looks cool, it's fun. I kind of would have rather had this one than the first one, because it just seems cool. But the first one had different accessories than this one, but still it's kind of fun. If you say so is his company. But anyway, this is the, it's kind of like a superhero version of him. Kind of cool too, but I don't think I'm in on this. They're also the Super Alf that they're making. They did that one. They showed that one last week. When we were about a month away from this SDCC, that is going to be a big event. A lot of stuff going on. Draining accounts with pre-orders. Obviously, I got to wrap this up. It's getting late. The Acolyte streaming services, Star Wars, according to the metrics, it's about a little less than half, a little more than half of Andor and a couple others. They're saying that you can't really count these numbers one-to-one with the Nielsen ratings, but anyhow, it's not getting the ratings. Now, I'm wondering, though, is it because so many people have dropped their Disney Plus? Is it because it's that bad? Well, actually, the author at Judgment Archive said that he does not really understand what the heck he just watched for the last 30 minutes and just tore it apart. But anyway, I haven't seen any of this. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything at all whatsoever. I can always go watch Return of the Jedi instead. Alright, so the real news this week when it comes to Star Wars is the Hot Toys Droideka, or Destroyer Droid, and this is really cool. I don't think they include a shield. I don't think it gets a shield. No, I don't think so. But it is pretty cool, and I like this. I have a whole shelf dedicated to Destroyer Droid. I think I got like a dozen or 13 or something on there. But I have the Black Series one coming from BBTS. BBTS is sold out on them now. And I didn't think they'd be that hot. They're hot. And I should have got the one I saw at GameStop. Of course, it's sold. Like, I saw it one day, the next day it was gone. So I should have picked the one up at GameStop. Plus, they give you 5% off. So anyhow, this does transform into that rolling mechanism. I'm sure it doesn't roll, but it looks the most convincing I've seen so far out of any transforming one of these. But I would think that since it is Hot Toys and it is the 12-inch scale, which it's not actually 12 inches tall, but you could get that transformation in there, kind of like a masterpiece transformer, so to speak. But that's your Star Wars news for the week. So what other cool stuff is going on out there? I'm going to leave you with this picture of this Viewmaster pop. I don't collect pops, but I'm always trying to look for something redeeming, a redeeming quality in the pops, and I found a handful. It's taking me 5 years to get up to 6 pops. I'm putting a video eventually, but what's your favorite pop? That's kind of cool. But anyway, let me know what's going on out there in the world. Like and subscribe. Pet Dream Hanger out.